So first I'm gonna show you how to make my easy eggplant dip. I'm gonna show you how it keeps on giving to your host. Very simple to do. In a pan, I had some eggplant, like 3 eggplant that I took the skin off of and I chunked them down. And I put them in a pan with a little bit of olive oil that I used to roast some garlic. So I put the garlic in the oven in a ramekin with some olive oil, like 375 until it gets golden brown, so you know you've infused the oil with some of that garlic flavor. So in a little pan, I saute the eggplant, some grated onion, because I love onion pulp, and then a little pinch of my favorite ingredient, which is hot Hungarian paprika. A little smoky, little spice.
Adds that little something.
Right, and then it comes out like this, and the reason I don't do this in a food processor is because I really love the texture. You can find a lot of eggplant dips, but they've been just kind of pulverized to death, so I say
yeah, this
a nice
looks like
little
it has
chop.
some body to it.
So then this just is gonna go right into my bowl here. And then to that, I'm gonna add some Greek yogurt.
Whoa.
Some lemon zest, and then a little bit of lemon juice goes in. And then just a little bit of parsley, about half of it, because I love to use it to garnish at the end. And then just kind of go in and give it a nice turn.
I love chunky dips.
I love it too,
Looks
you know?
so good, doesn't it? With a cocktail, just right.
And you can even smell like the lemon zest already right now. So then what I love to do as a host gift is go to the store and buy some really cool jars that you feel like, hey, if they've got a cool pantry and they want to add this to their pantry collection, it's perfect and ready to go. So right in here, I'll just bring that over, and when I go to kind of present it to them, I'll open it up and give them a nice little drizzle of some olive oil, and then close it up. Bring it to them on a cute little tray. Everything's all like put together. And then, you know, you put the crostini, the little flatbread crisps and pita chips in there, and it's perfect. Once they're done with the party, they can use it as, you know, stuff in their pantry to store things. You wanna try some?
And every time they pull those jars out of the pantry, they'll think of you, and then you're more likely to get invited to the party next year.
Yes,
Right? Oh, I gotta invite
exactly.
Sonny.
This is my Nunya business lemon meringue dip.
Nunya
Nunya. Alex, I don't know if you've seen me do a Nunya business recipe. Please look away. It's embarrassing, but I love them. Okay.
I just want to know where on the map Nunya Town is.
Okay,
That's it.
Nunya Town is Antarctica. Okay, you don't go there often, but when you do, you feel cool. You know what I'm saying?
I got it.
I think it melted, actually.
I call it
last
Nunya
year,
business
global
because
warming.
these recipes are delicious, and then people go, "What'd you do? How'd you make it?" Nunya business, okay? Because we didn't do anything, okay? Jeff, to that point, this is not graham crackers, okay?
Oh,
this
no?
is that pie crust that you buy in the baking aisle. You just take it out of the tin and crush that up because
Wow.
it's already got the butter flavor and stuff
Oh,
in it.
my heavens, that's interesting.
Yeah, don't
You
get the graham crackers, get the crust. And yeah, on the bottom only, but then also add a nice little pinch of salt. To
Okay,
kind of like,
very
you know,
good.
go with the
boy.
sweetness of it all. GZ, are you ready for this ride?
I am not a fool
Okay.
to know what this is based
Oh, you know
upon.
about a fool? Yes, I love making a fool. But
Me too.
I also love making whipped cream, but I also like feeling like a boss. And then I go into that freezer section and I get the tub of whipped cream. That's
You're
what this is
joking.
right here. That's right here,
I
GZ.
don't know about that.
Yeah, you know about it, Jeff. Okay, I'm gonna put that right here. Okay, I'm gonna gussy it up for you in a second, GZ. You might
Please.
like it. Okay, so now this is whipped cream cheese.
Nunya business.
Ready for this, GZ?
Orange juice?
Oh,
Lemon curd.
I knew it was the curd.
Okay, a little lemon curd right in there. Okay?
Wait, what is this again? What do
This
we
is my Nunya business lemon meringue dip.
Hey, Sonny,
okay.
did you make that curd?
No, none your business.
Oh.
Okay? None your business. Wow. How dare you ask me that? Okay, then just get it in here like this, GZ.
it's like very cheesecake vibes.
Hit it with
in
some
here.
salt. You know what I'm saying? You saw that happen.
I did.
Turn it up a little bit. Okay? Whoop.
Whoops.
Splatter. This is my favorite tool in the kitchen
I love
growing
that
up.
thing.
I love the sound of it.
Yeah.
You know what I
You knew
mean?
that something good was coming,
I
and
knew
that
something
you were
was
gonna get a
popping.
beater.
I would call dibs, you know? So when you ask me as an adult why I call dibs, I'm just being a child. All right, so see, that's done. Okay?
I'm
That's
gone.
done.
I'm in.
I'm gonna leave it right there, okay? Jeff is working on the bottom tediously. Make it even, Jeff.
I'm trying to.
Come on,
Is it
Jeff.
even?
Well, it's not super saturated with something, so I'm really trying to make it perfect.
I agree, I
I need
agree.
one of those Zen garden rakes to
You
be
do.
like.
All right, so we're making the lemon meringue dip. We got the meringue cookies.
How many eggs did you put in your recipe for lemon meringue?
None of your business.
Sorry.
Okay, none of you. See how this works, Alex? I'm so
I
glad
feel
to
like
bring you
I'm-
into this club.
I feel like I'm watching this on TV. I actually don't feel here right now. I'm
You
a
are.
viewer.
I'll take that as a
Right
compliment.
now,
I
you're
think
on
we
the
both
couch,
will.
you and Ava and Leon, and then just kind of, I broke the bag. It happens. None of your business. Look away. Look away.
This is like a Jeff Marlowe demo going on.
This is
actually.
very Jeff. This is very Jeff, okay? Look away, okay? I'm hideous.
This is darn near perfect here, Sonny, I believe.
Okay, bring it on over. Bring it. Look at that. I don't even
There
have
you
to open
go.
up the
Now you
bag.
got it. It's a
Okay,
little-
big boulders, little boulders.
Boom,
Wow,
boom.
that is
All
just
right.
everything you ever
boom,
needed.
Boom, boom.
I appreciate that. Okay, so now, oh, this is big.
Holy smokes, where's all that going
Hey,
now?
can you reach in the drawer and get me a offset?
Yeah.
The right drawer should have it.
This is like a 7-layer dip.
Yeah, I mean, you know, with less layers, you know.
And I love the lemon for spring.
Yeah, it's gonna be light and sweet and heavy at the same time.
It's light, it's heavy, it's sweet, and it's tame.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you can do this like the day before, put it in your fridge. Then I would just top it the day of with your meringue boulders. But this is literally it.
Wow. I mean, it does. It looks like you would describe as Nunya Town looks like in Antarctica. That's what it is.
Yeah, Nunya Town in Antarctica. So then you got to think about the dippables.
Oh, that's
so we've
it?
got
Is that
some
gonna sit or something?
Cinnamon crams. No, that's sitting
You got
on
one
your
in the
business,
fridge here?
Jeff.
You
no,
want me to
we
grab
didn't-
it?
No, we don't need all that.
You
yeah,
don't need
come on
that?
over here. Yeah, come on over here to Easy Town. Okay? So we've got the cinnamon grams, some apples, because I knew Katie would think that that was a redeeming thing about this dish here.
Good.
Some strip waffles, which are great with coffee, but also great with this. And some flat, thin pretzels. So you just kind of scoop it up.
This is.
GZ?
Are we sharing?
Yes, I would like for you to try this, GZ.
I'm going
Give
right
me your
in there.
honest opinion, okay? Because it matters to me. The apple, see? Someone's gonna want the apple.
I'm gonna have some apples too, and stroop waffle, which is my favorite thing in the world, really.
Really, it really is. A good old
I get
cup
those
of coffee
Stroop
or
waffles on
espresso.
I don't know if I've ever had a shroop waffle outside a plane.
Yeah, would you like a waffle, a pretzel, or graham cracker?
I like how
give me the-
light and
I want a
airy
Stroop
this
waffle,
is, Sunny.
bro.
I mean, you know what? It's light and airy because of that whipped cream cheese. It kind of already feels, you know, like it's got souffle vibes, if you ask me, right? So today I'm making a really fun dip. It's my barbecue chicken and pepperoni dip.
Oh.
Very easy to make. First things first, you start off with a homemade barbecue sauce. So in this little sauce pot right here, I'm gonna put in some onion, a little bit of garlic, get in there for some flavor. A little heat from the red chili flakes. Always say better than just pizza, you know? You can use them all around the kitchen.
Absolutely.
Right.
Apple cider vinegar, some Worcestershire sauce right there.
The original umami.
Yeah, the original umami.
Yeah, original.
I mean,
Way before
so
that
many
where it was even
ingredients
like a
in there
big
that
deal.
really give it
Even
that
before
unctuous
fish
flavor.
sauce. Yep.
And then to that, a little bit of cola.
So you're not browning anything because it's all you're adding all that liquid, yeah.
Caramelization from the cola, and you can use root beer as well. It's really delicious. A little bit of ketchup.
I like to keep it a little more healthy and use Diet Cola in my. Just try to, like,
So you cook this down for about 25 minutes, and it just becomes nice and thick, like a barbecue sauce consistency. You can add a little bit of salt and pepper to flavor it. Cream cheese, and then to that, you wanna help me mix?
Yes, ma'am.
Got a whole chicken diced for rotisserie, the dark and the white meat. To that, I'm gonna add that barbecue sauce that we made to help you kind of mix it. That goes in, just a cup of it. Then I'm gonna add a little bit more flavor with Italian seasoning.
These tailgaters don't know what to have coming.
Hello.
I'm not even making it in the stadium. I'll be taking a nap.
Forget
Right?
the game.
Some scallions there, white and green parts. And then before I started, I just sauteed 2 ounces of pepperoni that I
gotta have
chopped up
pepperoni.
and a little bit of
I salute
olive
you.
oil. You like that?
I love it.
So you salute me?
I think pepperoni is like, you
It's a
know.
major food group.
Yeah, it
It is a major food group, you know what I mean?
Underrated.
Underrated food
So that
group, for
goes
sure.
in. To that, the cheddar Monterey Jack blend.
Yeah, you and Jeff Morrow don't mess around with your dips.
Oh,
do
we
you?
ain't playing, we ain't playing. I spent my time in the Midwest, I know what's up. And then some mozzarella goes in right
There
there.
you go.
Wow.
Now all that goes into a little casserole dish. You got that?
Yep.
It's a lot.
You know, Americans.
There's a lot
spent-
going on, but I got
Last year, Americans spent $35 billion on tailgating food.
What?
Looks
There you go. 25, just to balance it for about 20, 25 minutes, and it's good to go. go. Give it a taste.
I love that you put out apples with that.
Yeah, I love chicken and apples together, and I mean, it is so cheesy goodness with a lot of fattening ingredients, so why not throw some fruit and vegetables out? And also,
Absolutely.
pretzel sticks are great for this as well. You wanna give it a taste?
Should I try it with an apple?
Yeah, apples are best.
Granny
I love
Smith are my
apples.
favorite, yeah.
Oh, there it
Yeah,
goes.
look out. Oh. Yeah!
Easy 7-layer Gyro Dip.
Wow.
Whoppa, baby!
Whoppa.
Be lamb
So
involved.
I've got an 8x8 here that's gonna be the conveyance for the dip.
Conveyance?
Yes, the very first layer is gonna be some hummus. So I'm gonna start spreading this in here, but right in my pan, can you smell? You know what this is, GC.
I know, LAMB.
Yeah, a little bit of ground lamb. You know, gyros usually have that shaved meat. I'm just doing ground lamb a lot easier.
You want cukes? What do you want?
Yes, please. With those cucumbers, just make very thin mandolin hand slices. That's an English cucumber, less seeds. And if you want, you can take off the peel. I do sometimes. Now,
like
in
the
my
peel.
pan here, I do
I like the
sometimes.
peel.
Yeah, it lets you know what it is, you know? But so in my pan here, I've just got that ground lamb, some oregano from my patio, a little bit of salt, pepper, olive oil, and then I took an onion and I grated it on a box grater to just get the pulp. I didn't want to see the onion, I just wanted to taste the onion. So I've got that nice and browned in there, and that's gonna be my second layer. On the bottom here, just run-of-the-mill hummus. If you can find the red pepper hummus or garlic hummus, your favorite flavor, get that, spread it in the bottom, okay? Now, I'm gonna put this into a plate here. I find ground lamb kind of fatty.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's quite all right to put this to a paper towel lined plate, spread it out, get a little bit of that fat off of it before we get it into our dip. So then you're just gonna get the lamb right over the top. So now this is layer number 2. Are you guys counting?
Yeah, it's
So
two.
this is 2.
There's 7 layers?
7 layers, okay?
Welcome, Jeffrey.
7 layers. I knew he didn't know what a
I don't know.
7-layer
Oh my
dip
God,
was.
he so did not.
I just can't see you at a tailgating party, GZ. I'm
They're
gonna, you know
getting
what?
better. The
You gotta
party's
come
getting
hang out
better.
with
They're
me.
getting much better.
Now press this down. Now, just so you know, this is everything I like about a gyro. You know what I'm saying? It's got all the things that I like in it, okay? So you're gonna press that down. Over the top of that, feta cheese that you crumble yourself. You can get
Yes.
it pre-crumbled, but just crumble it yourself. Better
I'm
texture.
with you on that.
Hold on, that's
Sonny.
3.
Yeah, that's 3. Gonna move that around in there.
This looks
okay?
delicious.
It's so good, okay?
Oh,
Tomatoes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, just get them over the top.
Smart
So
layering.
good this time of year.
This is basically lasagna.
Yeah, it is. Now, some of our cucumbers. And then, you know, I like to make sure if you're gonna scoop and dip,
I love that you slice them instead of dice them.
well,
That's
you
a good turn.
you can dice as well. It depends on how you want to eat it. Sometimes I'll make this,
It looks
and I'll
better
just
like
put this
that,
out
right?
on the. Well, I'm gonna cover it up.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'll put it out on the table, and it's just kind of like get your pita pocket and fill it up. But I'm gonna send this over there with some chips, and it's good to spoon out. Just make sure you can get it on your chip and have all the flavors involved. So we've got the hummus.
We're on 9.
We've got the lamb. We've got the feta.
That's 3.
We've got the tomato.
4.
We've got the cucumber.
Oh, we got 2 more layers left?
Yes.
Holy
so this is just
smoke.
tzatziki sauce, okay?
Store-bought is fine.
Store-bought, yeah. If you want to, you can punch it up with some dill. But no need to because at the very end, GZ is gonna come over here.
Make it rain.
Yeah, make it rain dill, baby.
Interesting. So the dill is its own
The
layer.
dill is its own layer. So GZ, if you
Smart.
could, please make it rain.
There it is. Look at Donnie Dills.
You know me and dill.
Yeah.
You love it.
We love our dill.
I'm obsessed
Finger's gonna
with it,
smell good for
honestly.
the rest of the day. Here you have it.
Oh, party's starting
My
now.
7-layer Gyro Dip, y'all.
yeah!
Have at it.
Great, we get to get in.
Yeah, you can scoop in, get some on your plate if you like, or just family
we're
style
plating
dig in.
Can I try the lamb?
Yeah,
First of all, it's
Yeah.
very hearty.
it is.
I mean, you eat it and you're not like at the party hungry. So you start with the creamy hummus. The hummus and the meat on the bottom is really creamy
good
and
foundation,
rich.
huh? Thank you.
And then you graduate because the tomatoes are diced. They're juicy. They burst. They're that dividing line, and then you get the creamy dill and the juicy cucumber on top.
Wow.
I love this. This is better than a 7-layer
really good.
dip. It really
Yes,
is. It's
thank
lighter and it's
you.
just more exciting to eat, honestly.
Today we're gonna talk about spinach artichoke dip. It's a go-to restaurant appetizer. You can recreate this ooey gooey starter with very few ingredients and even add a little kick. This is my spicy 5-ingredient spinach artichoke dip. Let's get started. So I've already got my 5 ingredients out and my oven is preheated to 375 degrees. Now, 5 ingredients: spinach, artichokes, whipped cream cheese with chives, sour cream, and shredded pepper jack cheese, okay? That's all we need to make this dish. I've got my pan. I'm gonna turn it on and get it ready to go because we're gonna saute some of this baby spinach. We've got a nice jar here of my artichoke hearts. I've got them marinated in oil because it's, you know, when you're doing 5 ingredients, you really need each ingredient to come with more than just one flavor profile if you can. It needs to come in and pack a punch. So if you can see right here, all that flavor that's going on in here, I'm just gonna drain it out. And I'm gonna maximize my ingredients. That flavorful marinade that's in there, I'm gonna use some of that to cook my spinach. So about 3 tablespoons. I know I'm holding on to my measure, but about 3 tablespoons. And then I've got a big old, what we like to call in the business, the clam shell of love. It's baby spinach. You get more than you think that you're gonna need. Same thing with mushrooms because it cooks down really, really fast. And what I like to do is just kind of get it in batches because then you can kind of work it around and make sure everything hits that heat and starts to wilt for you. And you'll start to see it get really, really, really bright, you know, just kind of like as if you were blanching it. And then all of a sudden it starts to wilt. You got a little bit more room. As soon as you start seeing some space in the pan, you can start adding some more. Now, also smart to hit it with a little bit of salt. That doesn't count in the ingredient count. Salt and pepper and usually like the fat, you know, if it's like olive oil or something. But I decided not to use olive oil. I mean, we've got the oil in there that's marinating the artichoke hearts. When I was growing up, my mom used to always have these soirees at the house, and she wouldn't make like artichoke dip. She would just get like the real raw artichoke, slice it in half, broil it, deliciousness. All right, more in. See, we're so healthy. We're gonna eat all the spinach. All right, so I'm gonna move this around. A little bit more salt helps wilt it down. Plus, we like to season every layer. I used to go crazy in the produce section, making sure everything is like pre-washed. I'm like reading those labels like crazy, so make sure you read the label. All right, so we've got our artichoke hearts while we're waiting on everything to wilt down there. I'm just gonna give them a nice chop. Just come in and be random. Gonna mix it all in together with the other ingredients, our cream cheese, a little shredded pepper jack. And I do that because you know, like I said, few ingredients, they gotta come through with a flavor profile. Boom. All right, so I'm gonna get these into my bowl. Coincidentally, if you didn't know, artichokes, super delicious and tasty, but the center of an artichoke is called the heart. It's the meaty center. It has like a rich, deep taste. All right, so now look at our spinach. It's getting to the point where we don't want it to burn or get dark brown and oxidize. And every once in a while, I'll even chop it down a little bit, but this is baby spinach, so right into the bowl with those artichokes. Get that in there. I'm gonna add 8 ounces of whipped chive cream cheese. I used to use, you know, regular cream cheese, but whipped cream cheese is just what it sounds like. They've aerated it, so it's a lot softer, and you don't have to do that whole defrosting thing and leave it on the counter so it becomes pliable. It just comes right out and ready to mix into your recipes. All right, a little bit of sour cream. A 1/4 cup of sour cream is going in. And then our final ingredient, which is 8 ounces of pre-shredded pepper jack cheese. Got a little bit of fire in there from the pimento. Just come in and just mix it all up. Hit it with a little bit of pepper if you feel like it. I'm starting to smell the artichokes. Now remember, the oven is at 375 degrees. This is gonna take around 20 minutes. So 375 is what I've got the oven at. I've got my little serving dishes here. Now, you can use an 8x8, you can do ramekins. This all just depends on the party you're throwing, you know what I'm saying? You can double this and make a big old 9 by 11. I'm gonna clean that up. But this gets in. Try and be even. And then I'm just gonna use a spoon to level off everything. It's okay if some of that hangs over the edge because, you know, when it comes to the table at the restaurant, it's like bubbling and a couple of pieces of cheese are like burnt. That's the good stuff, you know what I'm saying? All right, remember the pepper jack cheese? It's getting double usage here. A little over the top. It's about 4 ounces. And I always say to myself, you know, an ounce is like a slice. So it's like 4 slices of cheese, no big deal. NBD. Okay, 375 in the oven till it starts to get nice and bubbly around the edge. If you feel like it's not golden brown on the top, you can also throw the broiler on for a few minutes to get that curb appeal that you want. Getting it in the oven. Meet me back here when your dip is ready. Ooh, it's piping hot. You know, when they bring it to the table, they're like, don't touch it. It's really, really hot. It's like, we know that. I want to burn the roof of my mouth with this stuff. All right, I love serving this with tortilla chips, just like at the restaurant. If you want, you can put your tortilla chips in the oven on warm. That's anywhere from 150 to 200 for like 5 to 10 minutes. Just when you start seeing them glisten and the oils are coming to life on the inside. Let me dig up in here. What? Ooh, I like it when the chip breaks. It lets you know it is talking business in there. Look at that. Piping hot goodness. You know, I'm gonna burn my roof in my mouth. I don't care. 5 ingredients. It gets no simpler, so you can make this warm, creamy, and full of melty, cheesy goodness. Definitely one of the most satisfying appetizers around, in my book at least. This is my 5 ingredient spicy spinach artichoke dip. Hope you enjoy.